Followed his father and his uncle into the record books when he won this year's Indianapolis 500-mile race. Take a look at this, ladies and gentlemen, some amazing videotape. It's the closest finish in the history of that event. Oh, there it is. There's the closest finish. Please welcome back to the program, Unser Jr. Good to see you again. Nice to see you again.
Thank you.
Congratulations on a win. That was a lot of work. That was a difficult day, wasn't it? That whole race was strange.
Well, it was a weird day, but it turned out really good.
Turned out fine for you,
yeah,
sure.
You bet.
You started from where, 12th in the field of 33?
Yes, started 12th and just kind of worked our way up.
And the beginning of that week or the middle of that week, what did you think your chances were? How did you think you could do in that race?
They weren't very good, to be honest with you. You know, we had the Ford Cosworths in the Lola was very, very strong, and there was 4 of them. So I really didn't think all 4 of them would fall out of the race. And of course, the Buicks, who set on the pole with a new track record. Their finishing record isn't all that great, but...
Well, they didn't even get this race started, did they? With Roberto Guerrera, they haven't run one lap, and the guy's on the wall. What exactly was that deal?
Well, he was warming up his tires, and it just got away from him, really.
Yeah. That'll void the warranty on the car, too, you do that. Factory won't pay for that.
I think he voided it.
But anyway, to me, that's the mark, one of the signs of a great race driver. If you have a disadvantage in the equipment and are still able to persevere and win the race. And the thing is an endurance race, to be sure.
It is an endurance race, and you know, we were very lucky that day and very fortunate. Michael Andretti had everybody covered, and really the race was for second place, and then he had mechanical problems, which
with
we
11 laps to go. But I was reading somewhere that he was actually racing during the event at speeds of 229 miles an hour.
Right before he broke, he was turning laps at 229, and he was increasing his lead over myself and Scott Goodyear. He had about 27 to 30 seconds on us. And so,
my goodness.
I mean, he was doing that all month, though. You know.
Let's talk about Scott Goodyear. Where did this guy come from? He started 33rd, didn't he? He's Canadian, I believe, Paul, isn't he? Is that right? I think he is.
Where is he from?
Somewhere in Canada.
Oh.
That's where he came from, too, I tell you what.
Now, when we look at that, was he on you that close all of the race?
No, not really. Scott kind of surprised me because I couldn't figure out who the number 15 was.
Buy a program. Just look through it before the race.
Yeah, well, I just, you know, I saw this 15 climbing up the board more and more and more on the big tower that's on the front straightaway. And you keep an eye on that, and every now and then it'll shut off and go blank when they don't have any kind of scoring. But I just saw this number going up further and further and further, and then finally he was in second place, and he was right in front of me, and I saw the car finally, and I said, that's who that is.
This is the guy, yeah. So now, how many laps did you have to keep him behind you, and were you keeping him behind you, or was he just didn't really have a shot at the end? It looks like he
had a shot at the end.
So were you moving? Were you blocking the guy? Can you do that in racing?
No, I wasn't blocking him. I was making my car very, very wide. As they say.
Get the old wide switch, the old width switch.
You bet.
Now, can you see him in your mirrors?
I could see him in my mirrors, and really the last 7 laps, because we had the yellow because Michael Andretti broke, and so they had to push his car off the track, and that created yellow. We came off of the yellow, and for the remaining 7 or 8 laps of the race, we were just literally flat out, wide open.
And he was right behind you.
And he was right behind me. I could pull him a little bit in 1 and 2, and then he could catch me a little bit in 3 and 4, but you know, both of us were running speeds of 223 to 224.
That's so silly to hear that. You and another guy are racing. We're not talking about 123.
Right.
We're talking about 223.
200.
Now, do your mirrors say objects may be closer than they appear? That's crazy.
They are. Because I've got mirrors that are rounded to show me the sides of my car, because I like keeping an eye on what happens with my rear tires ever since '89 Indy 500, and so you know, they are definitely closer than they appear.
In 1989, you were leading the race with a couple of laps to go, and you passed Emerson Fittipaldi late in the race, and Emerson came back and tapped you. It looked to me like Emerson tapped you in turn 4, going onto the main going into the short chute, heading toward the main straightaway, and you hit the wall at 220 miles an hour. Yeah. Now, when Emerson was here and we asked him about that, I said, now, I don't know much about racing, but in that position, in that time of the race, isn't there only one line, really? And didn't it look like you didn't have it, meaning he, Emerson? And he says, yeah, there was only one race. And he says, but that's racing. Now, did you feel like in '89 that you had been robbed, that you got booted out of the race, or was that just the kind of thing you can overlook because it's racing?
Well, I just, it is racing, and that, you know, things like that happen in racing. There, you know, it was a 50-50 chance that I'd have come out of there, you know, ahead of him. But you know, lap traffic is what created the whole situation. Sure. And so,
now, if you were in his position, would you have booted him out? Now, I know you've won a couple of races that way. You've launched a few guys at the end of a race, haven't you?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. But it can't possibly be as rewarding to win a race that way as it was for you to win this one.
Well, it was you know, it was rewarding either way, really. You know, the Indy 500.
Oh, I see. Okay, well, beginning to get the picture. Now, do you talk to your crew on the radio the whole time during the race?
Yeah, we're in total radio communication, and you know, there's a lot of things that go on with the radio.
Yeah.
I can remember back in 1984, I did an April Fool's joke with the crew on the radio, because they were giving me a bunch of jokes and really razzing me the whole weekend, and really race day was April Fool's Day, and it was in Long Beach, California, and so on the parade lap I called in and I got breathing really hard before I pushed the button. And I pushed the button, I said, there's no oil pressure,
Yeah.
and
that's it.
And my car owner took his radios and threw them on the ground, and a couple of other guys did the same thing, and then I came around and said, April Fool. And, my car owner was a bit upset.
Yeah, you don't want to be doing that stuff.
He said, don't do that again, and my dad especially told me, don't do it again. So.
Yeah, you know, I don't know if we need to mention this, but your dad has won the Indianapolis 500 4 times. Your uncle won it 3.
Yes.
And you have now won it 1. Congratulations. Do we have time to look at this? You know this guy, Owen Snyder?
Owen, yes.
What does he do for your team?
He makes the car finish.
Roll this commercial, Hal, this Valvoline commercial. I have to talk to you about something. Now, look at this guy. Now, here he is. There he is.
The driver we have.
Okay.
We've got the best driver out there.
Now, okay.
So
all right, Hal,
it's a
stop it.
matter of,
Stop it and back it up. Now, he says we have the best driver out there. Now, watch this guy. I think he might be lying.
You think so?
Roll it again, Hal. Here he is, the same deal. And
the driver we have. We've got the best driver out there.
There, right there, see? I'm no polygraph expert, but to me it looks like the guy may be lying. You're going on to, you're racing in Detroit this weekend?
Yes.
And good for you. I hope you have a great season, and congratulations, a terrific job in the race. Nice to see you. Al Unser Jr. We'll be right back.
No little cinnamon gum.
Fired race car.
Also, my thanks to Los Lobos and Dana Delaney. Have a lovely evening. Good night, everybody.